My boy John Zerka beat the shit out of Prime. Did you see that or no?
Oh, what? Bro, stop pulling random statistics out of your ass, bro.
Dude,
Do you know who Michael Burry is? The thing is, like, this guy bet 1.6 billion against the stock market crash.
against... Here, I'll count you down. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, guys, to Fly Under the Radar. Woo!
Phew.
I'm Timothy, and this is William. And yeah, basically, this is a podcast. Two brothers. We just have some laughs, talk about some crazy shit, and just have a good time. So, mans, wearing the new suit today, or what's going on?
Or matching today, man.
Bro, I got the blue on. I don't know what's going on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, last week was the white, and before that was the black. You gotta change it up.
Bro,
you know?
man's got a new suit every week.
You know what I'm saying? Bro's gotta look fresh, dude. You gotta have the Slavic attire, you know what I'm saying? So,
I don't think the hat matches that, though.
yeah, probably not. But I like this hat so much, and it's so cold in this basement. That, like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
I mean, would you rather me wear a cowboy hat?
No, I would rather you wear nothing.
Nah, but then people get to see my hair, bro. We can't have that.
Bro, I had to put my hood up today because my hair is kind of dirty today.
You didn't even do a row. Just, like, comb your hair then.
Bro, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those where you have to wash it. You know what I mean?
When was the last time you took a bath or shower?
I took a shower yesterday, fam.
Did you
Relax.
wash your hair, though?
Yes.
So your hair shouldn't be that oily then.
I don't know. I guess I'm just an oily boy. But, yeah. So, you know, I was actually working out this week consistently for the first time in a while because...
Yeah, dude, I heard the deadlifts in the morning, so...
You know how it goes? Your boy was... So this is how it goes. Like, 2 weeks ago, we finished work. So obviously the first week back, I did fuck all. You know, I tried working out, but it didn't turn out as planned. I was like, I'm going to set an alarm, get up, go this. Set an alarm, turn it off, went back to bed. Okay, so you know what? First week, it's always like that. Second week, it's more like, okay, I'll start to get up, I'll build the routine, but I'm not doing like full workouts, you know?
Sure.
I think I went to like 2-3 half days workout last week. And then this week was... So for me, I'm trying to get like 4 days a week workout, like weight workout, and I want to get some cardio days in, but like I haven't decided cardio.
Well, we're going to start swimming soon, though.
Maybe swimming. If we do swimming, that would be cool. But yeah, 4 days cardio because I do 2 upper body days and 2 lower body days, you know. I think I did research and they're like, you should do 2 of every exercise or 2 of every, like, I don't know, body part for each week. Something like that. I don't know. That's what I read. That's what I'm following. I don't know if that's true or not. Just what I read. Anyways, going back to the story. So 4 days this week, I actually, since there's technically 5 days in a week, I can miss one day, which one day I want to make a cardio day. But I actually messed up Tuesday, but I made it up on Wednesday, so I did get a full week's worth of workout, so I was happy about that. Even though I didn't want to work out, bro, there's one saying I heard online, and it's so true. It's, you never regret working out. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what in life, you might have regrets of doing some things, but working out, you'll never regret doing it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, when I was younger, I did, like, club swimming, right?
Yeah.
And it was, like, the worst, like, workouts ever. Like, they made us, like, swim, like, 4 kilometers in, like, an hour and a half. It was, like, atrocious. Like, they gave us no time to rest or anything. But always after the workout finished, you felt so good about it. And you'd eat so much food, bro. I mean, I was 12 at the time, so my appetite was, like, crazy because of puberty. But, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
So.
Bro, what happened this week, bro? You want to tell him the story of your ankle?
I don't, bro.
Fine, I'll tell the story. So basically, the man's was playing basketball, and he got his ankles broken. And
I didn't get my ankle, bro. Listen, since we bought the new tracksuits, I also bought new shoes too, and I didn't know that we were gonna be playing basketball. So when they're like, "Yo, let's play basketball," I'm like, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Man's got his ankles broken.
Okay, bro. I didn't get my ankles broken. I broke my own ankles, okay? Because I was, like, driving. I tried to, like, turn around and, like, you know, shoot. And as I turned, my leg went sideways, and I shot. I missed. obviously.
Bro, a
But
man's foot
yeah.
doubled in size, fam.
Oh, it was swollen, bro. I couldn't walk for like 2-3 days, dude. But
Yeah.
now it's good. Yo, did you hear what happened, bro, or no?
That's the. Yo, bro, did you hear what happened? Do you want to be a bit more specific?
Regarding like the streamer world, dude. Did you see the fight or no?
Which fight?
My boy John Zerka beat the shit out of Prime, dude. Did you see that or
I
no?
think I saw some clips on it. What happened exactly? Why are they fighting?
Well, I think they fought because okay, so if I remember correctly, like Zerka and Prime they like met recently or some shit. And Zerka was being, doing Zerka shit. And I think Prime asked him to like nicely not to like, do something, and then Zerka's like, okay, sure, like, cause he's respectful. And then Prime was talking shit behind Zerka's back to his other boys, saying that, oh, he listened to me, or he like, he's a bitch or whatever, right? So Zerka confronted him, and they had a fight about it. And Zerka's the type of guy, I don't know, he's like weird. He like doesn't sleep half the time. Like he's very like focused on things. So like if he's like doing something, he won't sleep for 3 days, or whatever.
Bro, I swear that guy. I heard stories he was like a coke addict or something before.
I don't know if that's real or if it's allegedly. He says he does coke. He might not. Don't know.
What do you
But
mean allegedly? If he says it, then why would he say it? There's no positive in saying you do coke, man.
I guess so, right? But I don't think he's done it in a while. But that is regardless. Him and Prime got in beef or some shit, and he showed up like 2 hours late to the fight, and it was like 3 rounds. I think there were a minute and a half each. No, were they 3-minute rounds? No, there were 60-second rounds. I don't know. There was 3 rounds. They were either a minute and a half, right?
Yeah.
And Zerka shows up 2 hours late with 3 days no sleep.
Okay, man.
And Zerka's a big guy. This guy's like 6'5", right? And Prime's like he's like 5'9", I think, right?
That's stupid.
And he's like, Prime is taking 150 pounds, bro, right?
Nah, that's
150
stupid.
pounds, 5'9", versus Zerka, who's like 6'5", over 220 easily or some shit, right? And Zerka, in this fight, he like dislocates his shoulder.
What?
So he's fighting Prime with a dislocated shoulder. I mean, the fight's so messy, bro. Because Zerka was a bouncer or whatever.
Sure.
Like he was a bouncer 5 years old. This guy was like, he was in the gym. He was big. He was like fighting street fights and shit, right?
How do you dislocate your shoulder by fighting?
I don't know what the fuck.
Did he like fall down or something?
No, he was swinging
What?
and his shoulder dislocated, bro.
Okay, that must be some dirty form right there.
You should see the fight, bro. By the 3rd round, they were like head down, swinging like.
Yeah, they
like
probably don't have
animals
any
did.
freaking cardio, fam. They're not real fighters, so.
Well, I
Maybe
think
that's what it is.
Zerka can fight because he has 2 brothers who both do MMA.
Just because your brothers do MMA doesn't mean you can.
Okay,
do
but if you
MMA.
fight your brothers a lot and all the time, then you figure out the form and shit.
Yeah, but there's difference between like a street fight and a real fight.
Yeah, and Zerka was in a street fight, dude. This guy was like bouncers don't do real fights, bro. They're all street
Yeah.
fights, right?
Yeah. So what's the? I don't get what the question is here.
Street fighting is a lot harder than sport fighting.
I don't know if that. I don't know about that.
Like if you know how to street fight, you can kill people at like regular fighting.
I don't know. That's a great topic. Is street fight harder to do or professional fighting?
Bro,
I think professional.
Professional fighters are scared when I go to bars and shit. Because dude, think about this. Fighting has a lot to do with like your weight. That's why they have weight groups or whatever, right? That's why even though Zerka was, dislocated shoulder, the three days no sleep, he almost knocked Prime out. The only reason why Prime didn't get knocked
Okay.
out was because the ref, intervened for no reason.
Bro, the guy is 6'5". I don't think because he did street fights before has made a big difference.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's why size and weight classes matter so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? That's why in a street fight, he would kill most people because he's 6'5", has the weight over people, right?
Definitely.
So that's what I'm saying. And that's why like people are like, do you ever see, there was this video I saw of Conor McGregor getting drunk in a bar and he like punches some like old guy and the old guy doesn't even flinch. And Connor's like one of the best fighters of all time. But since Connor's like 150 pounds, 145 he was competing at, he punched this like elderly guy who was like maybe in his 60s, but he was like probably over 200 pounds. And the guy didn't even flinch.
Yeah, but where did he punch him?
In the face.
Stop.
I'm not even kidding.
No,
he punches him in the face. The guy is sitting down. Connor, angry, drunk Connor, punches him in the face. The guy just flinches, and that's it. I swear to God, bro. That's how much weight classes, like,
I don't know.
has a difference
I
to
don't
this.
think, no. That the thing is, there's
Yes.
no way. Because even if he did get hit in the face, like, it depends where you get hit in the face. Because,
Like, in the side, in the face right here. Dude.
yeah, but sometimes people get hit in the side in the face and don't get knocked out every time, fam.
Well, I'm not saying the guy should get knocked out, but the guy was unfazed, bro.
Bro, man's was probably drunk out of his mind in a bar in Ireland, fam. All they do is drink, so man's like,
Yeah, but you still. Just because you're drunk doesn't mean your body won't react to it. Like, you might not feel it, but you'll still, like, fall over if you get punched.
again, like you're not every punch is a knockout punch. It depends where you hit in the face. Just because you hit in the side of the face doesn't
Yeah,
mean
but
you're
the
gonna get
guy
knocked
isn't
out.
guarded, bro. The guy was, dude. If you punch someone and they don't see it coming, 90% of the time you're gonna knock him out, dude.
No, what? Bro, stop pulling random statistics out of your ass, bro.
Dude,
Bro, stop.
no, but it's serious because if you don't see a punch coming, that's where most people like get knocked out during sports and stuff. They don't see a punch coming and they just get good night. Because if you see a punch coming, your body reacts to it when it's coming. But if you're just like unfazed and out of nowhere someone punches you from behind, you're probably gonna get knocked out if you don't have a strong chin.
Whatever. We can agree to disagree on that one, but yeah. That was
I'm
definitely
team W Zerka, dude. You won that fight, brother. Respects.
okay. Mans is glazing right now.
What do you mean?
Do you know what glazing means?
What? No.
Glazing means like you're sucking their dick. You're glazing.
Shut up,
fam.
bro.
Like, relax, buddy. All right.
I ain't sucking nobody's dick, dude.
Yeah. There's actually this thing that I was looking at this week called Pomodoro work. Have you heard of it before?
Bro, what?
So basically, for me, I've been struggling recently to concentrate while working, because for me, when I work, it's a lot of creative and like a lot of free flowing work where it's not like specific tasks. Like, of course, I have specific tasks to do, so
Sure.
it's easy to do tasks that are like repeatable. For example, right? Like if you know you're gonna work out and you're doing the same workout, it's easy to do it. But for example, if you went to work out and you had to do something different every time, it would be a bit more difficult to execute on, right? So with this, basically you work for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. Have you heard like things like that where you work for a certain amount of time, you take a break, and then you work again, and then you take a break?
Yeah.
So I tested it out yesterday. I haven't done it too much. I want to test it out more. And I think I was definitely more productive, because I think, especially when you're working, maybe you know as a programmer, it's like when you're like in a rut, or like you don't know what you kind of know what you're doing, but it's like it's not like clicking because you have like brain fog or whatever. You need to kind of take a break. So this kind of forces you to take a break, you know? And it's kind of like the study where it's like how 4-hour work weeks is more effective than 5-hour work weeks. Have you heard that before?
You mean 4-day?
4-day, yeah, my bad. 4-day work weeks more efficient than 5-day because they get more rest. Or, well, technically they work more, but they have more rest throughout the week. It's kind of the same thing here. It's like, sure, you might get more rest, but you're more efficient with the work you do.
Yeah. I think it's really like individualistic though. Cuz like sometimes when you're like hyper focused on something, like I know when I'm like hyper focused on like programming something, it's like I will just program for hours and I don't want to take a break or get lost in thought. Especially because with programming, like let's say I'm trying to like do some kind of like function that does some like algorithm or something, then I need to like in my head go through the steps of the algorithm, and I can't just like take a 10-minute break to think of something else, because then I'll lose that flow of like how this is supposed to like react, right? Like, yes, I agree that you should take breaks when like break intervals show themselves to you when you're like at a breaking point, like when you finish a task and you're like at a breaking point. Though, since your work is more creative and more of like thinking, right? Then you might need that like brain fog clear compared to like me actually like focusing on like a task of like completing something, right?
Because the 25-minute is more of like a recommendation, because it's like, okay, 25 minutes and then 5-minute break. Like you can go for longer periods of time, but the longer you go, the more rest you're going to have to take. You know what I mean? Like if you go for, let's say, 45 minutes or an hour, you're probably going to have to take a 15, 20-minute break after that.
Yeah.
You know, because you need more time for your brain to kind of chill. So, and the thing is, it's not like you're chilling and you're going on your phone and you're like on social media. It's more like you're out of the zone. Like you go for a walk, you eat some food. Like you're not like distracted by anything. You know what I mean? Like it's more of like clearing your mind.
Yeah, but so then that's like an actually taking a break then,
Yeah.
which is not something like you can't go for a walk. I guess you could go for like a 5-minute walk, but then it's like,
Like let's say you're at work and you're doing some sort of task and you know you're frustrated, like just go drink some water or something, you know, go to the, I don't know, or like go outside and take a breather, you know what I mean? It's not like work because, you know, it's about efficiency at the end of the day. And yes, some people work differently than others, but I thought it was something interesting. If you guys want to look it up, it's called the Pomodoro work. So if you guys are struggling to keep focus, it helped me, but I'm gonna keep testing out, and maybe I'll let you know how it's going next week. So
yeah. Yo, did you hear what happened?
bro, stop doing that, fam.
So the UN are having, I think, their meetings now in New York, right? You know what the UN is?
In New York, I Millie Rock. No,
What?
do you not know that song, the Millie Rock?
No.
Okay.
So in New York, there's like the United Nations building, right, where they have all the like countries' flags and
Mhm.
like all like the leaders and like stuff, representatives. They go there to have their talks about, I don't know, climate change or some fucking world shit, right? You know they have a hooker convention there. Like,
Stop.
no, I'm serious, dude.
That's not that can't be the name of it, fam.
The name of what?
I know there's like porn conventions.
No. It's not like a convention. It's like the UN, like the people that are like the representatives. They're like importing hookers from around the world to come there.
Okay, why do you want to bring this up on the podcast?
I just
fam?
thought it was like interesting to think about
You
this.
really think that's interesting?
Well, it's funny as fuck that these are like the world leaders, and they're like importing hookers from Europe and shit, dude.
Bro, like their jobs must be so stressful, you know?
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean?
Sitting around and talking all day. Bro, I don't know. What do you want me to say on that? Like, good
I
on
just-
them? Good on them for
No, bro. I
getting-
wanted to just
good
like
on them for increasing the employment rate.
shut the fuck up, dude. No, I'm saying that it's interesting that that's happening, right?
Bro,
And it's funny to me, and it shows, you know.
the amount of shit that happens in this world that, like, I feel like most people are, like, so, like, innocently minded to is crazy. Like, we think, you know, the world is, like, not, like, it's not, like, all perfect, but, like, you know, the things we see on shows and movies and stuff, obviously they're exaggerated, but they come from a place of truth. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
So it's like, you know, when you see those shows about, like, you know, drug dealers, smuggling, all that shit, like, you don't really think about it too much in the real world because we're not surrounded by it. But, like, if you go to the right areas, like, you're going to see that shit happening. So, same thing with fucking that thing. You wouldn't expect that to happen, but I'm not surprised it would happen.
But that's the thing. It's like now at this point, I like heard that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just like not surprised about the world anymore. Like nothing surprises me anymore. Like you could say that like Russia nuked Ukraine, I wouldn't be surprised anymore. You know what I mean? Like anything that like happens, I'm like, oh, it happened. No, that makes sense. You know. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, you want to get to question of the week, sir?
Let's do it.
Question of the week comes in from Chat GPT. Thank you for the comment, Chat GPT.
Are you trolling or what?
No, I am. What do you mean? I'm not trolling. Nobody left a comment, okay? So I went on Chat GPT to ask. All right. This one's actually a pretty. I kind of like this one. It's juice. It's a two-parter. What if all forms of currency suddenly disappeared overnight? How would society function, and what would replace money? I feel like you can go in a lot of directions with this. So let's start with the first part. What if all forms of currency suddenly disappeared overnight?
Okay, but like, what does that mean? Because currency is just banknotes, right?
Yeah, so
So what, would all the world banks just collapsed or some
yes,
shit?
like there's no more money. Like even in your bank account, it's gone. Like all the money just dips.
I mean, if there's no more money, then we would go back to a system where goods have value. Even though now goods have value, the only reason why we have money is so that we don't have to like fucking walk around with like 10 chickens trading people eggs and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how would society actually function at that point? Like I feel like there would be a total like freaking breakdown.
Well, yeah, because people lost their money, right? And money is what people use to purchase products, right? So if people can't trade money for products, then it's whatever they own will become like will be the value or their net worth, right?
Would you think it would become like the purge? Do you think everyone would go psychotic to try and survive, or do you think that people could keep the peace and come up with a reasonable solution? Because I think there's too many people for there not to be some sort of purge. You know what I mean? I think society would go back into different like clans and areas.
It would depend on how this was executed. If it was like the governments were like, yeah, there's no more money, good luck to you guys, and that's it, then people were like, well, fuck, okay. They will have to go back to gold, the gold standard. Okay, how much gold do we have? And then you'd be trading gold coins, silver coins again, you know. Money is just a form of trade that people do to represent a value on an item or product. So it's like, okay, we have this much gold. I will trade you this gold for that banana or whatever, right? Whether you give gold, banana, whether you give gold, money, like a different form of currency, or fucking, you know, toilet paper for lack of, you know, like as an example as a product, it's just a form of trading with people, right? The reason why you can go to a store, put your credit card or cash, give to them so they give you the product is so that with the money that you gave them, they can go buy something else with the money.
Yeah, obviously. I know
Right.
how fucking money works, bro.
Okay, so but we were explaining to the viewers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry. If you guys didn't know how money works, that's how money works.
So if there's no more form of general currency or like a country currency for the place that you're in, if you want to go to the store to buy something, well, first, the buying would be like, would buying even exist? Because like there's no more money, right?
That's what I mean.
It would be like you'd have to trade them something. It's like, oh, hey, you have this food. Well, here, I'll give you, you know.
I think there would definitely be a lack in food because all the process would stop working. You know?
Well, this is
The
strange.
system would collapse.
Well, it would collapse because people wouldn't know what the value of goods or services or anything would be anymore.
Yeah, because people aren't going to work for nothing, you know? Like the truck drivers moving the food aren't going to move the food anymore because they're not getting paid. How are they going to get paid? By food? At that point, if they're getting paid by food, it's like the farmers are like, you got to be on juice or something, bro. Like they got to be pumping out food because there's not going to be a whole system collapse. But I don't know. I thought it was just something interesting to kind of talk about. There's not really too much to really discuss on that kind of point, but it just kind of makes things interesting about, you know, how important, you know, currency and money has become in our civilization, you know? Like I feel like there's only a few things that if you took away would really like fuck up everything, you know? And I think money is like a big part of that.
Yeah, but I feel like if you take away money, then people will either, if it's done in a civil way, people will just find a different form of currency.
That's it in a civil way. Yeah, we're taking your money away, sir.
Well, it's not that they're taking their money away; it's that they're making the money worthless.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? Like, because the $1, well, we don't have bills; we have coins in Canada. But like the $5 bill in Canada costs 5 Canadian because the Canadian government who printed that bill says it costs $5, right? But a $5 Canadian bill and a $50 Canadian bill are made up of the same amount of material. There's still the same amount of plastic in them. One is just blue, one's red, right? So the paper value of the money is worthless because it's just a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Right? So if people can figure out a different form of currency, right? That's why in the previous days,
Bartering system would probably be the way. It would be the easiest way.
Yeah. Right.
You have this, I have this, let's do a change.
Yeah.
So probably.
But that's why back in the day they it was based on gold and silver and rare metals. That was the currency, right? Because it's easy to put a gold coin in your pocket and give around. So,
all right, that was question of the week. Let's get to the topic of discussion that I brought up, and I actually found this online. I was doing just a bit of Googling, and before I kind of give the whole title, do you know who Michael Burry is?
No.
Okay, so I'll give some context if you guys don't know who Michael Burry is. You know about the 2008 housing crisis, right? How the whole market crashed in 2008?
In the States, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why it crashed?
Because banks were giving out mortgage loans to people who couldn't pay them.
Yeah, basically. They were giving them, and then people were investing into that, and then basically it all collapsed. Long story short, Michael Burry is the guy who bet against the housing market. So he shorted the housing market. So because everyone was betting for the housing market, that's why it eventually crashed, because they were betting on shit, basically. And he bet against it, and he basically made $1 billion or something like that for his hedge fund. So there was a news headline recently, and there's also a movie about it called The Big Short. It's actually pretty interesting, so I recommend watching it if you haven't already seen it. You haven't seen it, right?
No.
It's with Christian Bale, Steve Carell. It's a pretty banger movie, stacked lineup. So yeah, anyways, going back to Michael Burry, apparently last month he actually bet 1.6 billion on the stock market to crash by the end of this year.
By the end of this year?
Yeah, $1.6 billion. So I want to kind of get your thoughts on that. So first of all, do you know, again, you don't know who Michael Burry is. So the way he actually figured out that the housing market was going to crash is that he actually went through every individual bank loan. There was a file with tens of thousands of different mortgages, and then he realized that nobody was fucking paying them, right? So that's how he did it, because nobody's gonna go. Nobody thought to fucking look at the math. The most basic thing. Everyone's like, bro, this shit's working. Everyone's making money. Everything's going up.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he decided to check on it, but he decided to fucking check on it and realized it was a bunch of garbage. And the crazy part is he actually bet in 2007, so he was actually a year early. So every month he was losing $90 million.
Holy moly.
So for a full year he was losing a bunch of money, but when it crashed, he fucking made all that shit up and more. So that's what you call a big fucking bet.
Yes, dude.
But man did the math. So going back to the main thing is this guy bet 1.6 billion against the stock market crash.
Against the stock market crash?
I mean for the stock market to crash.
Okay.
So right now the stock market, I guess, is slowly going up since COVID. Everything's kind of been slowly going up and up and up. Now it's about to crash again, apparently by him. What do you think? Do you think he got lucky the first time? Do you think that he is guessing right now? Do you think he's a strategy, or do you think there's actually validity to what he did before, just off of what I said?
Well, yeah, if you went through bank statements and did the math, then sure. It wasn't lucky the first time.
But the thing is, last time it was against the housing market. This is against the stock market. So how can you predict the stock market to crash? You know?
I don't know enough about the stock market to
Okay, well, the stock
determine that.
market basically is just about like, the economy, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
It's like when COVID happened, the economy shut down and the stock market crashed. So what other major event could happen that could crash the stock market? I guess the Russia and Ukraine, could that have an effect on the US economy? If there was like, I guess technically World War III, right?
Well, if US keeps giving money to Ukraine, then I guess that is putting stress on the American economy. I guess Canadian economy is getting stressed as well because we're giving money to Ukraine as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, my thought process is on this is like, because the government has been printing money and is in debt for so much money, like, don't you think eventually that's all gonna fall apart? You know how it's like the U.S. is like, I don't know, $6 trillion. I don't know the exact number, but like a big amount of money in
Yeah.
debt. I don't think that's sustainable long term. Like, the more they print money, isn't it just the more they devalue the actual currency?
well, the thing about the American dollar and why that currency is stable is because the American dollar is backed by oil. That's the main reason why American dollar is like the global currency and why people in other countries are like holding American dollars. Because America makes sure that in the Middle East, like from countries like uh I'm blanking. I think Dubai, Kuwait, I think is one of them. Like those like little countries that have oil
Yeah.
have to go through that strait out into the Indian Ocean, right? Now, who's across from them? Iran, which is not a friendly country towards them or America. So America makes sure that like the oil tankers can get from that strait, I guess, not peninsula, that like little strait
Okay.
above like Saudi Arabia where Dubai is there, into like the world economy, right? So, and because America does that for them, the dollar is backed by oil in a big way.
Uh-huh.
So the price of oil kind of affects the price of the American dollar on the world economy.
So what you're saying? So you're saying basically, because before it was backed by gold, right? The U.S. dollar was backed by gold until like the late 1900s, like what, 1960, 1970, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then, so now you're saying it's backed by oil, which, okay, I can see that.
Well, it has to be, right? Because if it's not backed by anything, then it's just a worthless piece of paper. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like eventually it will be worth nothing because I don't know about oil, but how much oil is there actually on Earth? Like there's a limited amount. And I'm not saying that we're going to go through all of the oil in our generation.
No, dude, there's so much oil, dude. And we're still finding a lot of oil everywhere. There's like, even in the oceans, there's a lot everywhere too. So it's like, I mean, it'll be harder to reach, but there's still oil, man. Like the gas prices that we see now should not be the gas prices. They should be like, gas should realistically be like 20 cents per liter, dude.
Okay.
But it's like $1.70 or some shit for no reason.
Yeah. Okay, so my question is like, if the government never, like, what will be the perfect number for like the economy? Like, why do they have to keep printing money? You know what I mean? Like, why is there not like just a certain amount of money flowing in circulation?
Well, because from the gold standard, that's how it was. Depending on how much gold the country had, that's how much money they could print based on how much gold they had.
Mm-hmm.
They got off the gold standard so that they could print more money and then get into debt with other countries to stimulate the economy, right?
Yeah.
So the benefit was that they could keep printing money so that people could,
To grow the
grow
economy.
their economy, build infrastructure and all
Okay.
that stuff to pay people out,
Yeah.
construction workers, roads, buildings, all this stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
to stimulate their economy, but
Yeah, because
they
the thing is, as time goes on, there's gonna be more people. There's gonna be,
well, yeah, you need to grow your country's infrastructure. Because
yeah,
if you're gonna be like North Korea, where you have fucking one road from the capital to the airport, and everywhere else it's like shitty, like no infrastructure anywhere, then it's like you can't have a society based on that. Well, you can, but it's gonna be a dictatorship where everyone fucking
yeah,
suffers. You know what I mean? So to have like a democratic society where individuals have rights and stuff, you need to have infrastructures like community centers, schools, hospitals, all this type of stuff, so that you can have like
yeah.
the flow of the economy, the flow of goods to work. Because you need roads for truckers to send
Yeah,
goods
yeah,
and all this stuff, right?
100%.
So
It just sounds like a logistical nightmare. You know what I mean? Like, as the economy grows, there's always gonna be more problems, more shit happening, and then I feel like it just gets so fucking confusing, man. Like, especially like how it's going now, and especially with the government lying so much to everyone, like that shit just makes it even worse.
I don't think they're lying. It's more like they're just brainwashing people, like
Yeah, but
slowly.
they have to lie to brainwash people, so. But I don't want to get too much into the government because that's a whole nother topic. Let's go back to kind of stocks and kind of what we were talking about with Michael Burry.
So this guy thinks the stock market's gonna crash by the end of this year.
Yeah,
But
he
why?
bet $1.6 billion.
Why end of this year though?
That was my big question. Like, what? Like, how do you know that? You know what I mean? Like, how can you, how can you comfortably?
When's the U.S. election? It's next year, no?
Last one was 2020, right? So
Yeah, so
2024.
Yeah, it's next year, so it's not like a power change that's gonna cause it. I don't know what's happening.
1.6. Like, you have to be pretty confident to put that much money up. You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe that could be it.
What?
So Saudi Arabia is talking with like Russia and China, because the U.S. dollar is backed by oil, right?
Sure.
China is trying to get the U.S. dollar off of oil, right? So if the U.S. dollar is not backed by oil, then the U.S. dollar loses a lot of its value immediately. And there's been talks of like, I don't know what the countries are called, but it's like Russia, China, Brazil, South Africa, and one more country. I think Saudi Arabia. No, I think it's some other country. But like these like countries are trying to like form like this group to like dethrone, I guess, the USA as like the world superpower, economically speaking, right? So, and I know that Russia is buying oil from China, and China is talking to Saudi Arabia to get, I don't even know what the Chinese dollar is, what it's called or what, but they're trying to get like their currency. Well, yeah, they're trying to get their currency to be basically, or like a different currency other than US to be like backed by oil.
Okay.
Like to be the oil currency. Because what I mean by the American dollar is backed by oil is this: is that anyone in the world who wants to buy oil from oil like companies have to pay in American dollars, right?
Yeah.
That's what it means by the US dollar being backed by oil, right? Now, Russia, I think like when the war started, right? And before, I think the pipeline, Nord Stream pipeline, got sabotaged. Germany, since Germany relies on Russian oil and natural gas for their energy, they had a predicament. And the reason why Germany's not really in the war, or not really like saying much about the Ukraine war, is because they're like Russia is grabbing them by the balls regarding energy, because for some reason, because Germany wants to be progressive, and they close all their nuclear plants, dude, right, which is causing great issues for them there. But my point is that Russia wouldn't sell oil or natural gas to Germany unless they would buy it in their own Russian rubles,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, no. Okay, that's interesting. That makes kind of sense. I kind of zoned out, but I get it. I kind of get it there. Let's talk about something more fun in this kind of area right here, crypto. Let's get your thoughts
What do you mean on crypto?
because I feel like we're kind of talking about stocks, investing, all this kind of sort of thing. What are your thoughts on the crypto market right now?
I don't know. Ever since it went down like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, stayed the same relatively.
Has it been that long? I swear it's been only like 2 years. No.
When was the phase where everyone was like, maybe it was 2021, maybe 2 years ago? Yeah, maybe it was. But like ever since that time, I've just seen it being like stagnant. Like
Yeah.
it hasn't like been going up or down a lot, right? Though I do feel like it's the government's fault with this shit because they were like imposing a lot of rules on it, which is why people don't trust it as much anymore. I mean, when I first heard of crypto and when it first was getting big, I loved it because like I'm not a fan of banks, right? I just always had bad
Bro,
experience with banks,
nobody likes the bank.
right?
Anytime you try and like update something or start something new, you're going to the bank like 5 times just to change one thing or create one new thing, bro.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the banks. So when crypto came out, it's like, oh, I could have my own wallet and handle my own money, and like I didn't have to go through any governing bodies or anything. I loved it.
Yo, what was that thing you were telling me about the other day about you were trying to raise your credit card limit or something?
I don't know, man. Like the fact that like the banks won't even raise your credit card limit,
Yeah, tell them the story.
even though
Tell
I
them
have
the story.
perfect credit, dude.
So what happened
No,
exactly?
that was okay, but this story happened like months ago. Because months ago, I wanted to go on a vacation. I wanted to like go up north for like a couple days. Maybe go. Was it during rabbit season? Maybe go rabbit hunting or something, right? And just like shoot some guns. Because in Canada we have something called Crown Land, where it's basically like you can go like hiking, camping. You can shoot some guns. You can go hunting, and it's like it's Crown Land. It's like there's not really like rules. Like just as there's like the land of the law, obviously. Like you can't go murder people on Crown Land, but
Yeah.
it's like you can go like whatever you normally couldn't do like in like popular areas. You could go there, camp without a permit. Go hunting. Obviously, you need a hunting license or like a firearms license if you want to like shoot guns and stuff.
All right.
But
Get back to the story, sir. Man, just
well, I'm telling them why I'm going up there,
yeah,
right?
yeah, true.
But I want to go up there for 3 days for a vacation, right? And so I go to Enterprise to rent a truck out, right? And the truck online, it was like 400 something. I'm okay with tax, it'd be under $500 because I have a credit card limit of $500, right? Which should be a lot higher, but like the bank won't fucking give it to me, even though I have savings and they see my income and everything, right? Which is so dumb, and I have perfect credit too. Anyways, I'm at Enterprise. I'm trying to get this like car and everything, and for some reason, since I'm under the age of 25, I had to put in like a deposit because they have this like thing with
Yeah.
like cars or whatever. So it ends up going like I got to put like a $300 deposit too, and it's like it goes up and it's like, okay, now I gotta pay $800 for this, right? And I'm like, yeah, my card's gonna decline, and my card gets declined. I'm like, so I talked to the lady. I'm like, hey, listen, can I just call my bank real quick, right? I'm on the phone with them for like 45 an hour, and I'm like trying to tell them like, hey, listen, can I like, I'm trying to raise my credit card limit, and it's such a hassle, bro. And like there was like all this protocols and stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't care about this, and like, oh, you're gonna like we have to check your credit, it might lower it. I'm like, who cares? I don't give a fuck. I just want to go on my vacation and like just raise. Can you like even like temporarily for this one purchase like raise it to 1,000 and shit? And then the guy was like really nice. To be fair, the guy on the phone was really nice, and he was like really trying to help me and stuff because he knew I was frustrated. And it got to the point where like he got to the point where, okay, we're on a roll, we're gonna get this shit done. And he's like, oh, like we need like ID, like a government ID and stuff.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, but you guys have like my driver's license on hand. But he's like, oh, your driver's license expired, and so we need new form of ID. You got to do it at the bank. So he couldn't help me on the phone anymore. I was so mad. I'm like,
Bro,
okay.
I actually hate when that happens.
No, but the story is not done. Then I'm like, okay, I still have like 45 minutes before Enterprise closes to get my truck. Let me. So I drive to the nearest the bank. I'm with TD, by the way. I wouldn't recommend it. Now let's just put it that. I go to the nearest TD bank, and I walk in. Thinking I'm dressed with this hat, leather jacket, and everything. I look like a, because I'm ready to go out to the wilderness. So I walk in, everybody stares at me, dude. I walk up to the counter, I'm like, hey, can I, like, talk to someone? He's like, okay, I need to, like, raise my credit card limit, right? And, like, the guy's thinking it's, like, some fucking snob guy. He thinks he's, like, he thinks he's top shit, and, like, he's looking at me. Like, he thinks, like, I'm a bum or something, because he works at a bank, And then, like, he's, like, talking to me. Well, no, it was some other lady, and then I kind of like yell at the lady. I'm like, hey, can I like get this done? And she's like, oh, let me talk to my manager. And this guy, who's her manager, some snob guy, walks to me and asks me. And he's like, can I see your card? And shit. I'm like, okay, I give him the card and stuff and everything. And I'm like, I'm here to get my card limit. I have something to do and stuff. And then this guy is like, oh, well, you're like applicable for some like. Because they at the banks, they always give, like, this shit where it's like, oh, if you're applicable for something, they give, like, these, like, promotions or something. So this guy's, like, there for, like, 3 minutes trying to convince me to do some promotion. And I'm, like, with red in my eyes. I'm, like, looking, I'm like, I don't want this promotion, bro. I want to raise my credit card limit, right? And then this guy is like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, so I'm sorry, but we don't have a specialist in right now at the bank. I swear to God, I'm like, what the fuck? We're like, specialist? I'm like, what? This guy, yeah, you need like the specialist to talk to raise your credit card limit.
Nah.
I was so fucking mad, dude. I want to just grab the guy and like, what the fuck you mean specialist, bro? Like, I'm a programmer. They probably have in their fucking database under my account credit card limit for card. I could literally give me your computer. I'll go log into the thing, go to the database and change it from 500 to 1,000. It's probably like this. But no, they need a fucking specialist and everything. And I'm like, nah, bro, you know what? Forget it, dude. And then the guy had the audacity before I left. He's like, oh, so okay, but that promotion, you really want to consider not doing this promotion with us and stuff? After everything, I look at this guy. I'm like, no, I was gonna fucking scream at him, but I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. So I'm like, no, have a nice day. I just walked away. Bastard, bro. Bastard, dude. I can't stand these banks, dude. I can't stand it. Then a couple months later, I go to the bank again and ask them how to actually raise my credit card limit. And there was a nice guy, and he's like, oh, you can just go on if you have the app on the phone, you can go on the app and like request or whatever. So okay, a month ago, whatever, I go request the thing and stuff, and I get rejected. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man?
But don't you just love banks, sir?
That's why I was so happy about crypto. Then Ontario put some stupid laws and shit, like you can't have a Binance account and those other crap.
Yeah, well.
And it's like, no wonder crypto's not going up, because the bank's like...
Alright. So we talked about the kind of stock market and crypto. So I want to get, this is not financial advice. What is your investing strategy right now? It can be crypto, stocks, or anything else you think is worth investing. Not financial advice.
What's my portfolio right now?
That's literally not what I asked. But if you want to say your portfolio, you can. But I was saying, like, what do you recommend for yourself, in your opinion? Like, do you think it's a good time to get into the stocks, a good time to get into crypto, or is there any sort of other investment you think that's recommended?
Bro, I don't invest, so I don't know. I just save most of my money. I think that... Well, okay, I have a different type of investments, right?
I think investing in yourself is the best way to go. Like education. Not school, education.
Okay, I feel like different types of investments, it depends on an investment, because you have like a fucking like $3,000, $4,000 like Pokemon card as an investment, right?
Yeah,
so
I have like
investments can be anything that will have value in the future or anything.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why it said stocks, crypto, and anything else. It can be very...
Okay, I think crypto is stagnant, and it's probably going to go up in the next 5 years. I don't know by how much, but probably. Stock market, I have no idea anything about stocks, because I feel like stocks is a scam, because they can close it whenever they want and all this other shit.
How about the housing market? Because I hear a lot of different...
In the States or Canada?
Just in general, like investing in, let's say, a house.
Well, I think real estate is like a really good investment.
I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest, because I don't know. I actually don't know the laws in Canada, but in the U.S., when you buy, I think it's the same in Canada. When you buy a home, you don't actually own the home. You know, like the government can just take that shit away. You know what I mean? They don't like your ass. They can just fucking yoink it.
Okay, in Canada for sure it's like that because all the land is crown land by the queen and shit. So you don't technically own the land. In America, are you sure you read this? I'm pretty sure you own the land in America.
No, because if you do some dumb shit, they can just take it away, bro.
There's no shot, bro. I'm pretty sure America is the only country in the world where your land is your land.
Are you sure? Anyways, that's besides the point. But I think as I guess it depends on what your investing goals are. That's the real thing. Depends what your investing goals are. If you're just trying to ride the economy, sure, invest in like some S&Ps. You know what I mean? If you're trying to take a bit more risk, maybe put it in crypto. But I don't think crypto is as risky as people say.
Well, Bitcoin and ETH isn't risky.
Yeah.
Some shit coins are fucking risky, dude. Fun story. I put like, let's say like some substantial amount of money in a shit coin, and it went down a lot, and I basically lost it all. So, but
okay.
You live and you learn, right?
Yeah, it happens. So I think the best ROI investment for anyone is education, not school. Like sure, maybe some school, but I think investing in like different courses, different resources, books, all these different resources online to educate yourself. Maybe join some mentorships, go to some conferences, there's the conferences and stuff. Just like educating yourself and surrounding yourself with like intelligent people. I think that's a better investment because if you let's say you meet someone at one of those conferences who's like a millionaire, like instead of spending $1,000 and putting in the stock market and goes 8% up every year, so you make what, like $80, $80 a year. You put that $1,000, meet a millionaire, and then maybe talk with him for maybe an hour. You'll know more about becoming a millionaire from that guy than fucking waiting 50 years to.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But again, it goes back to what your goals are, your life goals are. Because for everyone it's different. If you're just trying to work till you're 50, 60 and then, invest correctly and then, have like a few $1,000,000 when you're older and retire like that, then sure. Again, so depending on what your investing goals are, I think you gotta kind of go with what you want to do. Do you want to play some games, sir?
Sure, let's play some games.
I got 3 games today. Well, 2 games and 1 story. So, we're going to start with a new game. I think we're going to try and do a new game every week, if possible. This one is called One Must Go. Probably heard of this game before. Do you know what it is?
No, explain the rules.
So, One Must Go is I'm going to give you 3 things that are very similar. 3 topics or something like that. And you gotta take one of them out and just kick it to the shed. Like it's gone. No more. It doesn't exist anymore. Alright?
Sure.
So we'll start with something simple. Pizza, burgers, and tacos. One must go. Which one you kicking?
Fuck, really? Dude, they're all amazing. Pizza, burgers, or tacos?
I know what I'm kicking. I'm kicking burgers, bro. Pizza, like top tier food. Even
low-key tacos, bro.
No shot. Tacos are so good.
No, but see
the variety.
Okay, but think of it like this, right? Pizza is basically irreplaceable, right?
Facts.
It's like its own unique food. Burgers, for the most part, can be replaced with like a steak sandwich or something, but like the beef patty and everything, it can't be replaceable.
Yeah, but
now, tacos can be replaced by quesadillas and burritos. So you don't need tacos because there's those options.
No, but there's just like the crunch from like a nice taco and like Just like
Soft
the
taco,
taste.
soft shell tacos are better than hard shell tacos.
The thing
100%.
with burgers is it's there's not that much variety. You know what I mean? It's just like bun, some vegetables, and then like
But that's the
ground
beauty
beef.
of it. It's simple.
But then with tacos, you can have ground beef, pork, fish. Like there's so much more variety.
Well, you can have a chicken burger, I guess.
That's it's called a chicken sandwich, not a chicken burger, fam. So I'm going with burger on that one.
Nah, you just lost all our North American friends by saying that.
Alrighty. One must go. Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, I love Jurassic Park. So that's staying. So it's between Indiana Jones and what was the other one?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
They're all really good series, so it's actually tough for
One
me.
must go. What do I like more than compared between Indiana Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean? What do I like better?
Oh,
I
that's
think Indiana
hard.
Jones has to go.
Yeah, I think I'm on you with that. Just it's hard, but I think just because I like the comedic aspect more of
I mean,
Pirates
Johnny
of the-
Depp is just such a good.
Pirates of the
actor, you
Caribbean.
know what I mean?
And Jurassic Park is a classic, so you can't really go wrong with that. I know Indiana Jones is a classic, but it's like this is like so near. It's like super close. It's not like the other one where burgers are like a clear out.
No,
This
no,
one-
you're capped. You're capped.
This one is like
You're
a
actually
minor. All right, last one. One must go. Eiffel Tower, Statue of Liberty, or Great Wall of China. I know you don't have a great affinity for any of these like landmarks, but like, which one is like, it is what it is. Doesn't really matter that much. I think you have to keep the Great Wall of China. Like that shit is like elite.
But see, any answer I give, I don't know, dude. I don't care. I mean,
Well, just give an answer. Which one would you just?
I think
get rid
Eiffel
of?
Tower is too iconic with France, and people, a lot of people know Eiffel Tower. Great Wall of China. Well, okay. Out of those three, I think Great Wall of China and Eiffel Tower are considered one of the seven wonders of the world. No,
I have no idea.
but the Statue of Liberty is not, right?
I think the Statue of Liberty is overrated. I would get rid of the Statue of Liberty. Sure, I know it's like they did the exchange with the France and shit, but I don't know. Like I don't see the hype for the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, me neither, bro.
All right, there it is. One must go. What do you think of that game?
It's good if like the topics
Are close?
are close and I care about them. Like the taco, burger, pizza one, that really hit home, right? Because I like all of them. But something like landmarks, like I couldn't really care, bro.
Yeah, but that's part of the game. You know, you gotta think outside the box sometimes and just kind of see how it is. All right. We're going back to a classic, Am I the Asshole? So I'm going to read the story. You let me know if they're an asshole or not. And yeah, let us know in the comments if you think they're an asshole or not. Am I the asshole for not backing down on my daughter's teachers calling her the proper name? My daughter, Alexandra, 14, female, hates any shortened version of her name. This has gone on since she was about 10. The family respects it and she's pretty good about advocating for herself, should someone call her Lexi, Alex, etc. She also hates when people get her name wrong and just wants to be called Alexandra. She took Spanish in middle school. The teacher wanted to call all students by the Spanish version of their name, provided there was one. So she would try to call Alexandra Alejandra. Alexandra corrected her, and the teacher respected it. She had the same teacher all 3 years of middle school, so it wasn't an issue. Now she's in high school and is still taking Spanish. Once again, the new teacher announced if a student had a Spanish version of their name, she'd call them that. So she called Alexandra, Alejandra. Alexandra corrected her, but the teacher ignored her. My daughter came home upset after the second week. I'm not the type of mom to write emails, but I felt I had to in this case. If matters, this teacher is not Hispanic herself, so this isn't a pronunciation issue. Her argument is if these kids ever want to ever went to a Spanish-speaking country, they'd be called by that name. I found this excuse a little weak, as the middle school Spanish teacher actually was Hispanic, who had come here from a Spanish-speaking country, and she respected Alejandro's wishes. Alexandra's wishes. The teacher tried to dig her heels in, but I said if it wasn't that big of a deal in her eyes that she calls her Alejandra, why is it such a big deal to just call her Alexandra? Eventually, she gave in. Alexandra confirmed that her teacher is calling her by her proper name. My husband feels I blew this out of proportion, and Alexandra could have sucked it up for a year. The school had 3 different Spanish teachers, so the odds are she wouldn't get another one her sophomore year. Am I the asshole?
No. And I'll explain to you why, right? So, I kind of have the same, not predicament, but when I was younger, people, like, because my name's William, right? So, some, like, nicknames would be, like, Will or Bill, right? Now, when I was younger, people always called me William, and I didn't like when anyone ever called me a nickname, right?
Yep.
And I mean, I feel like if that's the name that your parents gave you and that's your legal name, then that's like what people should call you, right?
Okay.
A nickname is something someone gives you to be friendly, or like if you're close with them and stuff. So like when I was in high school and I had a friend who called me Will, I didn't really care, right? Because I was like close with him and stuff. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Who cares, right? Now, if it's a atrocious nickname like Bill, like every time someone like tries to call me Bill, I'm like, no, don't ever fucking call me
Bill Nye the Science
that. No,
Guy.
stop. I just really don't like that nickname for myself, right? And I feel like that should be fine, right? Because like, why would you call someone a name that like that's their name that they like, especially if it's like professional in like a school setting or something, right? It's like that's like my daughter's name. That's what she wants to be called by because that's her name. Call her by her name. Don't fucking disrespect her by calling her something else.
Okay, I'll play devil's advocate here. Like for me, I don't want to say I'm a careless person, but I feel like I'm not like as like caring when it comes to things like this. Like for me, a lot of people called me Tim, Timmy, shit like that, and I didn't really care too much. Like for me, it's like not that big of a deal. And I don't think the teacher was trying to be disrespectful. I think she was just trying to, again, her explanation was, oh, if she goes to a Spanish-speaking country, they're going to call her by that. And
yeah, but if that's the original thing that the teacher says, but then after the fact, the student, like after the class says, hey, can you just like call me by my real name and stuff? I prefer that and stuff. Like as a teacher, you just like say, yeah,
sure. I agree with that. She should have just done it. However, I don't think it's that big of a deal to call, like, even in that setting especially, it's like, it's Spanish class, so they're calling you a different name. Did she blow it out of the proportion? No, because if your kid, is in trouble or, is having a hard time, as a parent, you want to help them out. So you
but
should
she
help
just
them
sent her
out.
an email, right? Isn't that what it said?
I think so.
So, like, what's wrong with just sending a teacher an email saying, hey,
Because the dad was like, bro, you blew it out of proportion. Like, it's just a name. I think the dad has a more chill outlook on life as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is like, I think it depends on the individual, right? Because some people, like you said, they don't care what nickname they give you, right? It's like, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of like that. Well,
the only thing for me is I hate when people use the wrong terminology or words. Like, I hate when people say, like, a Kleenex box. It's like it's a tissue box. You know what I mean? It's like Kleenex is the name of the brand, and especially when it's not a Kleenex box, like if it's like some next like tissue brand,
yeah,
and they're calling Kleenex, that kind of triggers me. Also, one of the most things that triggers me is when somebody calls me bud or buddy. You know what I mean?
Okay, but that's like even me, like, but that's just like a disrespect thing now.
It's so
like,
disrespectful.
It's like, oh, hey, buddy, thanks, bud.
Nah, like
that shit like pisses me off
it like
too, bro.
gives me the fucking ick, bro. Like,
don't even say saying that is an ick. Stop, dude.
Bro. It
disgusting,
just gives
dude.
me the ick, fam. When someone
shut
calls
up, dude.
me
What are you,
buddy.
some fucking Girl, bro, stop.
Bro.
Only women say they have icks. This guy is an ick. Oh
Okay,
my
but
god.
I'm not saying if a girl calls me buddy. If the girl wants to call me buddy, go for it. All right.
What the
Okay, let's play our final game, sir. Rank these social media platforms without knowing what's next. Twitter.
3. I don't use Twitter, but it's better than probably other ones on this list. So
TikTok.
5. I ain't downloading malware, spyware on my phone, dude.
Brother, every phone has malware and spyware from Google and Apple.
Yeah, but that's from the
everything.
Chinese government.
Bro, it doesn't matter, fam. Okay, Facebook.
4. I don't know, bro. It's like apparently a lot of people still use Facebook, which is like surprising for me.
Yeah.
And it was one of the OGs.
I think it's more in like those countries where like, you know, in like other countries. Like in Europe they use Facebook a lot and shit like that.
Yeah.
Not like I don't think in North America they use it that much. Obviously I think there's still people that do use it, but
Yeah.
not like as the main one. All right. Snapchat.
I'm gonna guess that Instagram is the last one. What did I like more, Snapchat or Instagram? I feel like Snapchat should be 1, bro.
Yeah.
Because even though I don't use social media anymore, I just feel like the idea of like having connections with people and then sending out like stories that were like deleted was like really like cool. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, like I'll send you a personal, even though it's like you just send everyone the same like morning streaks and shit. I feel like I just feel like it's like the best out of all of them.
Yeah. All right, last one. Tinder.
Thank God I put Snapchat as number 1, bro. Tinder is, first of all, you're trolling. Tinder is not a social media. It's a dating app.
That's a debatable statement right there. Because you swipe to make friends and meet people.
Well, yeah, you start
It's
to
a
make friends because you
social-
just get friend zoned, dude. You're right.
It's because social media is like a game, right? So as Tinder, it's a game. You try and swipe and see how many people you can get. Yes, one.
I
out
mean,
of,
to
like,
be fair,
10,000.
Instagram is the best dating app out there too. So
Tinder is number 2. That's crazy, fam.
okay, but like, I don't think I'd change that list. I think I'd probably just swap Tinder with Twitter, and that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the final game. I think that was honestly not a bad list. Snapchat, I think Snapchat's actually making a surge again.
Is
Bro,
it?
people are making bank on Snapchat.
With what they're like stories and shit.
That they actually make an insane amount of money. I don't like. I have to do a bit more research on it. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. But fucking bank, bro. Like, you know David Dobrik?
Yeah.
He doesn't post on YouTube anymore. He just posts on Snapchat.
Really?
The man's making like millions off just fucking
Holy moly.
that shit. Yeah. But that is we're going to end off the podcast for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you next week, Thursday 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any parting words, sir?
You gotta grab life by the balls. And go do what you want.
Goodbye.